guys, I was just tricking my Apple Watch into thinking I'm pushing a manual wheelchair so I can close my fitness rings. Hey, it's Zach Anner, and this is my Apple Watch Series 6 review. So a few months ago, I tweeted that I loved my Series 4 so much that I wanted to review it in 2020. And Apple reached out and said, hey, we'll send you a review unit of the Series 6. And I was like, cool, free Apple stuff. And they were like, nah, you gotta send it back when you're done with the review. So this is take 92 of my Apple Watch review. Can't rush these things, right guys? I'm keeping this. Everyone knows that the Apple Watch is the lozenge-shaped computer on your wrist that you can make calls with, text with, track your fitness, and get your Bumble notifications on. Oh, no new matches. Guess it's the bachelor life for me. So the first test of whether or not a piece of tech is Zackable or not is, can I open the box? And the answer with the Apple Watch is yeah, for the most part. Ooh.
Open up the scissors.
No! Once I figured out how to use the scissors and got past the FedEx box, the Apple Watch box was actually pretty easy and fun to open. I liked some of the thoughtful elements like the pull tab and stuff like that. And even when it was confusing to me, it was still fun. Oh. Oh. And make sure you check out the full-length unboxing video because who doesn't like more time with me? I'm great. Okay, since I have the fancy Series 6, let's get into what's new about it. So first of all, they discovered a new color. It's called blue. Also, there's an altimeter to measure your elevation on all of your hikes. Now, I may not look it, but in the past, I have crawled up mountains and piggybacked up volcanoes. So if we weren't in lockdown, I may have used this. But let's see what it has for me right now. Okay, so where's the altimeter on this thing? Feels like it should be a mountain or something. I'm gonna have to Google this. Altimeter, Apple Watch. Hold on. It says altimeter, Apple Watch, no, wait. It's gotta be a mountain, I would think. No, it's just it's part of a compass. What's the symbol for compass? Okay, so it says I'm 589 feet off the ground? It looks like 3 to me.
Above sea level.
Oh, above sea level. Is that what compasses do? I thought it was just related to me and how far I was off the ground. I spent a lot of time with this Apple Watch and I didn't learn anything. I feel like such a dummy. All right. So there's also a brand new blood oxygen sensor. Really easy. Takes 15 seconds. I got a 98%, so I'm never going to use it again. This is why I mess with perfection.
It's supposed to be at 100.
Guys, from what I hear, 98, highest percentage you can get. This next feature is totally not new, but I just discovered it, so I'm gonna group it in with the new stuff. When you're setting up the Apple Watch, there's an option to say whether or not you're a manual wheelchair user. And I'm a power chair user, so I put yes.
When someone asks you if you're a
Manual wheelchair user.
you say yes.
Even though I don't have a manual wheelchair, thinking that it would, maybe permeate the rest of the fitness app and I would get credit for all the crawls I do and stuff. But no, it really just measures if you're pushing a manual wheelchair. Apparently, Apple did all this research into how people push their chairs around. So it's constantly telling me that it's time to roll, but I can't. Another new feature is the Solo Loop, which is a watch band that's one continuous piece of fabric that you can just slide onto your wrist, which is great for me. You can't snap it off. It's like having a Stretch Armstrong on your wrist. One of the things that I love about this is it's a watch band that I can actually put on that isn't made of Velcro, because I have a very complicated history with Velcro. When I was 10 years old, the first shoes that I could put on myself were Velcro shoes. And it was great because I had some level of independence, but not so great because I looked like a geriatric person from Florida, which is a great look, but not when you're 10 years old trying to fit in. I'm really digging this, and I'm hoping that the next one is like a neon slap bracelet. Go full 90s with this thing. Burger King Kids Club all the way. So let's get to the meat and potatoes of this review. When you have a disability, your life often moves faster than your body does. In order to truly understand what the Apple Watch has meant in my life, we need to take a trip down memory lane to 2018. Do we not have B-roll of my memories?
No, we don't. I couldn't find it.
Oh, that's too bad. When I first got the Apple Watch, it was 2018 and it was the busiest time of my life. I was writing for a TV show during the week, and a lot of weekends I was going across the country doing speaking engagements and stuff. Confession time, guys. I am terrible at time management. When I was getting ready for work in the morning, I would set reminders to ding on my wrist for every 15 minutes. 7:15, start coffee. 7:30, get on the toilet. 7:45, get in the shower. I'm just kidding. I never took less than 30 minutes on the toilet. I mean, what am I, a speed racer? And if I was having one of those mornings where my gentleman's intermission was taking longer than expected, it was great to have the ability to communicate on my wrist and tell my ride that I would be down in anywhere from 20 to 40 minutes. And for the 3 occasions in 2 years that I was actually on time for work, I credit this method. Now I know what you're saying. Hey Zach, it's 2020, what do you need reminders for? Well, hey Siri, remind me at 3 p.m. to take a 5-hour nap.
Done.
Hey Siri, remind me to order a sheet pizza for 1 at 11 a.m.
Okay.
Hey Siri, remind me to watch every episode of The Great British Bake Off while eating cookies out of a tube.
Done.
Hey Siri, remind me of the productive man I used to be.
Okay.
Reminders, the productive man I used to be. And as someone who relies on ride sharing and meal delivery services to live independently, the Apple Watch has saved my ass multiple times. Let's say hypothetically it was 4 a.m, raining, and I was just getting off work. But I didn't have my phone because, I left it on top of the ride I took to work. I could still get an Uber home because I could call it from my wrist. Hypothetically. And it's not just the big save your ass moments, it's the little stuff too, like being able to call your mom while you're doing the dishes, or turn on and off your lights without ever having to leave your bed. Which is especially handy in 2020, right guys? Who leaves bed if they don't have to? And bonus, it makes it really easy to recreate that Glenn Close scene from Fatal Attraction. I know some of you are probably like, it's great to be able to make calls from your wrist, but you don't really need it. But when you have CP, little inconveniences can derail your whole day. Let's do a little experiment. Let's see how long it takes for me to retrieve my phone if I just drop it. Oops. Oh no, it's like caught in wires. I'll just use my wheel. I'm almost got it. Hold on. We will continue the review as soon as I've retrieved my phone. I dropped it again. Oh, this is much worse than I thought this bit was gonna go. Luckily, I have really long fingers. Ah, it's just like going right into my rib. My chair is going into my rib. I got it. So what am I getting at here? I think that for people with disabilities, the Apple Watch should absolutely be classified as an assistive device that can be covered by insurance. When you think about the things that are covered by insurance, like let's say the Med Alert, which is that little plastic necklace thing that your grandma might wear in case she falls, costs $30 a month and doesn't do nearly what the Apple Watch does. The Apple Watch has fall detection, it has all these health sensors, and it looks cool. And before you write that off as frivolous, having a medical device that anybody would want to wear goes a long way to promote inclusion and eliminate that otherness that is often associated with people who have visible disabilities. Like if Apple had designed my orthotics when I was a kid, I would probably still be wearing them and I might not have such backward looking feet. Ultimately, what the Apple Watch does is save time. I don't think people understand just how time consuming having a disability is, or how much effort goes into every little detail that most other people take for granted. So in this context, what most people would consider a convenience becomes actually kind of life-changing for someone like me. It makes it so I can spend less time on logistics and more time just living my life. So that's my Apple Watch Series 6 review. Thank you guys so much for watching. And if there's anything else you want me to review, let me know in the comments. Be sure to like and subscribe. And thanks to Apple for sending this review unit that I now have to send back. Unless I disappear. Do we not have a disappearing effect? Oh, that's too bad.